SuperSport Secondary School in Welkom is one school in South Africa that is undergoing some drastic changes thanks to the efforts of the Department of Education, SuperSport's Let's Play, UNICEF and in particular Active Education. A 5-day orientation program was held in January to introduce kids to various sporting codes and also to find hidden talent in the communities. Bruce Smuts from Active Education explains.
We've got a very long road with the Department of Education in the Free State. We started about 8 months ago where we came through and did a presentation to a board of concerned educators really within the Department of Education in Free State regarding physical education and life orientation and how we can introduce the two and better the pupils and the students' lives through physical education. And we toed and froed and we toed and froed, and eventually with the great help of Let's Play a Million and the SMS campaign, we were able to get some funds from UNICEF and came to Totagota here in the Free State to kick off the UNICEF SuperSport Let's Play a Million campaign, which is about putting physical education and development and using that tool to make child-friendly schools.
Why did Active Education decide to start this program with Totagota Secondary School?
Why Totagota? Because Totagota was chosen is the most because of the bad pass rate, because of the high rate of violence within the school, and because of the location of the school. And we want to make a difference. And so we've chosen, well, the Department of Education chose these schools where we can come in and we can really make a difference. We've already seen it for the last 4 or 5 days that we've been here. The children are getting more excited. There's a vibe all of a sudden. There's a bit of a sporty vibe. More children and more students are playing football during break, which is already succeeding in some of our goals.
What are your objectives with this orientation program?
The most exciting thing about this program is there's 3 objectives. The first objective and the main objective is to pass skills on. And those skills are being passed on to the life orientation teachers and those teachers that are interested in participating in extramurals. Because what we found was that teachers were actually very keen to participate, but they were actually not very confident. And as a result, we're now giving them those tools to be confident so that they can participate in the afternoon and during life orientation period following that curriculum and this physical education program. The second most important objective is to actually get the community involved and more so the school involved in extramural physical activity, so that there's football being played in the afternoon, there's netball being played in the afternoon in amongst the schools, and that's our second objective. Our third objective is to make these children so passionate and so excited that we can start to develop some talent. And already we've seen that's why I'm so excited, in the last 4 days, we've already identified about 15 athletes that we know can go further than what they're actually doing at the moment. So those talented individuals will be able to nurture and grow, as well as the maximum participation during the life orientation period.
So where to from here for Active Education?
What we're going to do now is, Totagota is our first school. Yeah, it's a secondary school. We're then going to go in and we're going to get one more high school that will join Totagota. We're then going to choose 4 primary schools within the area. So what we're going to do essentially is, over a 6-month period, is we are going to create a culture of sport within those 6 schools. The primary schools are going to have exactly the same level of training, exactly the same level of dedication from the Active Education team, and exactly the same level of management as the 2 high schools. We're going to now start encouraging sport between the 4 primary schools and the 2 high schools. Already we're seeing that the grade 8s and 9s of the high schools are excited about sport. So hopefully next year that goes now 8, 9, 10. And you know what, if we do the primary schools, the grade 6s and 7s and 5s are coming up and they've already got a culture of sport that we're trying to instill at this late stage now.